Hello everybody. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about unpaid items. Now, I know that if you guys haven't experienced this yet, you will at some point, most likely. And you get excited because you get a sale, and then you log into your eBay, but wait, they haven't given you any money yet. They just claim that they're going to. And it's disappointing. And most of the time, they don't end up paying. And a lot of people hate it, and they're really frustrated. And I understand because I've been there. But at the same time, the only actual side effect that unpaid items have on you is inconvenience. Every other effect that somebody claiming they're going to buy your item and not paying you has is actually good for you. So I'm going to explain that a little bit more now because it really is only the inconvenience that gets in the way. And there's two really simple things you can do to eliminate the inconvenience so that you only experience the positive part of a buyer not paying for an item. So when a buyer says that they're going to buy something, it makes your listing look better. I'm going to show you an example. We're going to go into an eBay listing. And I'm going to look at something that I have for available that hasn't sold, okay? So if we look at the link to this item, you'll see it looks like this. It just says brand new, 10 available, 1, my seller account, feedback, that kind of thing. It doesn't say anything about how many of it has sold. But if we look at this item, you can see here, oh, it actually doesn't say how many of them have sold for this one either, because it got taken down and reposted. Let me find an item that actually has sold real quick. I should go into my listings. Orders, all orders. Let's go to awaiting payment. That's a perfect way to explain this, right? So this item has sold, but the item hasn't paid for it, right? But the buyer hasn't paid for it. Look at this. See how it says 9 available, 1 sold? So even though the buyer didn't pay for it, it still makes it look like it has been paid for to other eBay seller or eBay buyers. And this is going to make your listing look more credible and appealing. And even look, it only says 1 sold, right? But if we look at certain other ones like this one has more unpaid item sales than actual sales. And look at that. It says 4 sold, and 3 of those have been unpaid item sales. Pretty crazy, right? So, what I want to get at is how to eliminate the inconvenience, because if you can eliminate the frustration you feel, then you can get on to just focusing your energy on things that are actually going to improve your business, right? So, the inconvenience comes in 2 forms. One is that you have to, when an item sells, it goes out of stock, right? So you have to manually change that back. You can get software, like I use SkuGrid, and SkuGrid has a feature called replenishment, where it automatically sets your quantity of your listing to the default value of your listing. In my case, it's 10. So this hasn't happened yet, but it will soon, and it'll update it. So I don't have to do it. I don't have to update my inventory when they sell. So I really just get benefited. The only other thing is that when you produce one of these unpaid items, you get charged the final value fee for the sale until you open an unpaid item case. And an unpaid item case is you just going, hey, eBay, the buyer hasn't paid for me yet. If they don't pay for me until this case closes, then I'd like to get a refund of my final value fee of 10%. Why should I pay 10% on an item that never actually produced a sale? Yada, yada. It's quite, simple, because you can just automate it and then never have to think about it again. So now I'm going to show you how to automate it so that unpaid item cases are opened automatically after 48 hours. Okay? Once you do this and you have replenishment, you are no longer affected by unpaid items. You don't have to do anything about them. It's great. So it's really simple. We're going to go to ebay.com/myb/summary. This is going to take us to our account settings. We're going to click on account. And now there's going to be a bunch of options, and the format here is going to be different based on the kind of store that you run and that kind of stuff. So don't worry too much about the specifics here. I'm just showing you that this is a setting somewhere in your eBay settings. From here, find Site Preferences. And Site Preferences is going to show you a whole bunch of stuff. We're going to scroll down, and here you can see Unpaid Item Assistant. We're going to go and click Show, and then click Edit. And from here is the magical section. I have my setting set to 2 days. So if a buyer does not pay for an item in 48 hours, an unpaid item case is automatically opened. At that point, they have another 48 hours to pay for the item, and if they do not, then I am automatically refunded my eBay final value fees, or the buyer just pays, and at that point, the case becomes an actual sale, and everything's great, right? So all you have to do is set this to 2. You can set it to longer if you want, but I suggest 2. And then these, just set both of them to real time, and then set both of these to no, and then click Save. Look at that, guys. That's all you have to do. And I really encourage you to don't worry when people don't pay for your items. It actually helps you as long as you can eliminate any inconvenience that it's going to cause. All right? See you next video. Ciao.